I probably should put a little more light. You can't even see my eyes, and that did not help. Um, okay, let me turn this off. I don't know why you can't see my light, my eyes. Mm-mm. It could be because of my hat, probably. That could be it. But let's try turning this up. Okay, not. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. Oh yeah, duh. That's because my hat. My bad. What's going on? It's been a little over a week since I did any channel updates or lives or any videos. I think I saw that my last video was 8 days ago. Um, I kind of been like off the grid for a little bit with the family. Um, yeah, and kind of been off the grid and then battling my own crap. Um, so that's kind of why I haven't did a video in a little bit, but I wanted to come on here and check in today. And while I'm checking in, I want to talk about last week's stats, which are not that great. I'm sorry, I'm turning on my computer with my foot. So let's look at last week's stats and see how we did with channel growth. Um, like I said, it was not the greatest week last week, but um, it was what it was. So let's see what we got going on. Part of this whole journey is just me being consistent and me also being realistic about what we got going on. So, me sharing with you guys what we got going on. So let's go to view channel and then we're going to take a look at the channel analytics. If I can figure out how to do that. Um, anyway, so while I'm pulling this up, we'll just go through and look at this last week. And dun 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 dun. It looks to me like in the last week we have two new subscribers in the last week. Um, yeah, we've got two new subscribers in the last week, which is big because we weren't even growing at a two subscriber click at one point. So, I am not mad at the fact that we got two, but we need to we need to keep working on. We need to definitely keep working on. Um, yeah, so and the view count went down this past week because I didn't post as many shorts. I'm so conflicted on the shorts thing. So getting a bunch of views on shorts, but nobody watching the long form content is not really a win for me. But what I have noticed is when I do shorts, the channel grows much faster. So I'm like conflicted on which route to go. Do the shorts and watch the channel grow faster, but nobody watches the long form, or do long form and just let the channel grow consistently over time. I am so conflicted. I don't know. But like anybody, I like seeing those numbers like shoot up quickly. But then my thought process is it's not really, it doesn't seem to be translate into real watch hours or watch time for me. So I don't know. But I did do a thing. So I wanted to talk about this. I did do a thing last week. And I'm not going to release it and probably till later next week because I need to figure out how to do it. Because I don't really have the answer. So I decided I was going to create a platform, a messaging app that for short men that you can go in and you don't have to go to the app store. You can download it right into your right onto your phone without going through the app store, and it's a messenger. And I created it. Well, I didn't create it. I bought it and then named it and got it all set up, right? So what was interesting is when I bought the software, it was like I paid for it, but I told myself I couldn't install it and I couldn't get it up and running. So I got some quotes on what it would cost to get get it up and running, get it done. And one person quoted me $200, another person quoted me $350, and another person quoted me 50. And this is why they say reading is fundamental. So I go on the site to download the purchase it and download it. And lo and behold, there's a video that walks you exactly through how to put the website, put the app on your own server. So, but I found this after I'd already paid someone $50 to do this for me. Now, I was telling myself I could just do this. I could try to do this and just try to do it because the instructions are here. Or I could just say because I paid this $50 that I'm going to just let this person do it. Sorry. I decided that I was gonna try it. I don't. Technic. I'm not technical. Whatever that word is. I'm not that yet in any real way. Not that yet. So I was like, but let me try this. So I ended up doing it, and it took me about 10 minutes. So I went back to the person that was going to do it for me for $50 and told him I wanted a refund because I did it myself. And at first, she didn't want to give me a reason. He didn't want to give me a refund because he was like, I'll still do it for you. Well, how you gonna do something for me that's already done? Anyway, so he ended up giving me a refund. But I told him, I'll give him $20 for his time because technically I did ask him to do it, but then didn't realize I could do it myself. So reading is fundamental because before you ask somebody to help you with something, you should attempt to do it yourself. You should attempt to see if you can do it yourself. Not that it may not be the best use of your time, but if it's something you can do in a few minutes, um, as opposed to waiting and sending somebody else, then you should just do it. And I tell my kids that all the time, but sometimes as adults, we forget that we have to take our own advice. And I'm wearing a hat today because I didn't go get a haircut. I actually was supposed to go get one today, but I forgot. So anyway, this new um, messaging system that I got, what I envision is this. Me being there every day for like an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening. That's what I want because I don't want this to be something that I have to spend all day and all night in. I don't. So I haven't figured out how to make this work yet with me just being in there, once in the morning, once in the evening. I know I'm going to need some help to run this thing. But what my vision is for this Shortman Nation chatting app is just that this is a place that Shortman can come for, just encouragement, lessons that one is learning, and just a community, like a real community where we're not doing those things like, woe is me because of my height. We're actually uplifting each other and trying to get each other to focus on the facts of the things we can control, not the things we can't control. So it is an environment for growth and accountability. And that's what I envision this app being. It's going to be something that, that works like that. We don't need another app where Shortman can come and just wallow about how sad it is to be short. We don't need that because that's not going to help you. It's not going to change the fact that we're short. So we need one that just strictly is there to encourage us, challenge us, and come together as a community. So that's what this app's going to be. Now, because I haven't figured out the time frame thing, is why I haven't released it. So that is something that is coming in the next few days. I'll probably be talking about it at the top of the week on my next not my next video, because I plan to drop a video tomorrow on a different topic. But I will be talking about that. Just starting sometime next week, and I'll have a link and stuff so where you can just sign up. And I need at least at least my goal is to get at least 10 beta users to kind of I can put some stuff in there, kind of get some feedback, have some conversations, see what I'm missing, or what things I can do better with this YouTube channel, all of that stuff. So it's one of them things where I need the community's help to figure out how to help. And I put my money where my mouth is and bought this app, and I was nervous about it. And it wasn't a whole lot of money, but it was enough. And it was my imposter syndrome crept in for a second, saying, I can't believe you just spent that money, bro. Like, what if this doesn't work? You don't have no proof that you can make this work. And we all have that imposter syndrome that shows up from time to time. But the only thing we can do, and it shows up in different areas of your life. I've had it show up in a variety of areas in my life recently, but it just shows up in different areas. And it's our job to not give in to that. It's our job to say, you know what? This is how I feel, but this is not how I'm gonna act. And so we have to move past that and not let it keep us stuck. And speaking of keeping yourself stuck, a lot of people do not try or reach their goals because of what people will say about them. I've been trying this new thing lately. If I have an idea, I try to test it for free, um, just by sending out a quick email or a quick text. And in my whatever my idea is, I'm trying to get 10 customers. Now, if I can get 10 customers from my text or my email, then I'll go through whatever it is. If I cannot get 10 customers to pay me, then the idea is not worth my time, because I want to have ideas so good that, people just want to pay me. So that is my goal, right? But when you're doing that and you're sending these people messages, some people are going to outright reject what you have to say, give you advice, try to critique what you're doing, telling you what you should be doing instead, and how, they would support but this or but that. That can be one of those things that you feel like, man, this is nerve wracking, this is annoying, and it make you want to give up. But in those moments, that's where you really need to just keep going. Those people who decided not to participate or whatever the case may be, they're just not your ideal customer for this thing. And that's okay, because because they're not your ideal customer doesn't mean somebody's not your ideal customer. So you have to be willing to do whatever it takes for you to find that person. And so that's the journey that I've been on with certain things, just testing things. Because if you can test it for free and get some feedback, why not? Instead of spending a bunch of money and just to find out, okay, you may not even be passionate about this, or it just may not work. So I've been trying the free route. Now, I didn't do that with the software because I didn't know any way to test it for free. And if I'm playing the long game with Shoreman Nation, then I understand that it may take it may take some time for it to the way I wanted to set out to manifest. Oh, sorry, so unprofessional of me yawning. Um, but I was trying to do this video before I go pick up my kids because it's spring break, and so I'm trying to get things done while they're not here. So I wanted to get this video in, and I like I said, I have been absent. I was been doing a lot of thinking about Short Man Nation, thinking about myself, thinking about life, thinking about how to be a better human, thinking about how to take more risk, and different things like that. And you know, as you're on your journey to figure out what you want out of life, love yourself, appreciate yourself regardless of your height, find the love of your life, whatever the case may be. I'm also on a journey too. And so I'm on a journey trying to figure out those same, not all of those same things, but some of those same things, like who is Jalal Wilson? How does Jalal Wilson live more authentically towards himself and the way he sees himself? Like, how does he become better? How does he become, more? How does he give of himself more? How does he produce more? Like, all these things I'm trying to figure out. How does he get closer to God? Like, how does he do all these things? I'm trying to figure those things out myself. So we're all on this journey. Some of us are just a few steps ahead of others, and that's okay. But your job is to, figure out what's for you. I can't tell you what's for you. Only you can tell you what's for you. Because it's your journey to go on and figure out what is for you. I can just ask you questions. Like, what do you love about yourself? What is your favorite thing to do? Or what would you do if you thought no one would judge you? How do you like to spend your free time? Who inspires you? What is one thing you know you should be giving up, but you just haven't quite yet? That's my job, is to ask you questions and support you on your journey, because I know you're enough and I know you'll figure it out, and I know you will grow. Every short man, I believe, can still grow to maximize his potential. Our height is just our height. Height doesn't determine anything unless you let it. And far too many short men are letting it. And so that's why I'm here to have these conversations, to talk. And you can see my journey of maturation and figuring things out, because none of us have it all figured out. But we're all on this journey. And I believe in you, because you are enough. You have value and you have worth. But you have to believe you do. And with that being said, I'm going to get ready to get off here. And as I always tell you guys at the end, right now, I see one person on here. And that's what it's showing is on here. But in my mind, I see thousands of people on this live, because I believe you have to see it first, then put in the work before it can show up. And so that's me coming on here, having lives, putting myself out there. That is the only way that, it's going to happen. So I'm doing my part of the process, and I appreciate, you know, the people who do tune in. I know this is a daytime thing. It's, on my East Coast, 2:52 in the afternoon. And then this may not be a time where everybody can watch. I will try some different times. I try to just do it when my home is quiet. Um, but I'll work on trying some different times. But looking forward to next week, where I'm going to launch the community for short men, and it won't be none of that negativity stuff in there. We're there to support each other in growing, not feel sorry for ourselves because of our height. That's just not, it's not going to help you. It's not going to benefit you, and it's not going to help you reach any of your goals, dreams, or aspirations. So, the community is coming. Like I said, I just got to figure out between now and then how to do it without feeling like I have to be in there all day and all night, because that is not a realistic proposition for me, and nor would I want it to be. So, I'll figure that out. But in the meantime, I salute you. I appreciate you. And go be great, short men. All right. Remember, you are a king. Not because of your height, but just because of You're going after your dreams, you're going after your goals, and you're pressing forward. That makes you a king.